Hey guys, today I'm going to talk about the DASH diet and why it's important for heart health. DASH stands for Dietary Approaches to Stop Hypertension. It was created to lower blood pressure, but it's also very effective for people with cardiovascular disease. The DASH diet focuses on eating more fruits, vegetables, whole grain, lean proteins, and healthy fats, while limiting sodium, saturated fats, and added sugar. Some key nutrients to focus on include potassium, fiber, magnesium, calcium, and healthy fats. These nutrients help relax blood vessels, lower bad cholesterol, reduce inflammation, and support normal heart function. So let me show you how I made this meal and snack today. To start, we're going to wash our fruits and vegetables with baking soda. Let this sit for about 30 minutes. I put about 2 teaspoons of baking soda in here. I'm just going to let that rinse off and sit for a while just to get it all clean before I start using it to cook. I'm also going to start with hand hygiene and wash my hands for about 30 seconds with some warm water just to get all the germs off before I start touching all the other food we're cooking with today. So for my meal today, I'm going to be making a lemon, cilantro, garlic, air-fried salmon with a quinoa veggie salad. Starting off with 1 cup of quinoa, I'm just going to put this in a bowl and then rinse it out with some water just to get it all nice and clean. And we're just going to repeat this process of rinsing and draining until the quinoa water is nice and clear and you see that it's not dirty anymore. Now I'm going to take a pot that I'm going to cook the quinoa in, and since I have 1 cup of quinoa, I'm going to put 2 cups of water in here. I am using half a cup, so that's why I'm putting 4 servings of that in there. I'm now going to put my pot of water on the stovetop. I'm going to put this on medium so that way it starts cooking. Once it starts boiling with the quinoa in there, I'm then going to put it on low and let it simmer for about 20 minutes just so the rest of the quinoa can absorb the water and cook thoroughly. Now I'm going to start cooking my salmon. This is going to be our protein source for this meal. This is full of omega-3s, fatty acids, so this is going to be really crucial when it comes to help reducing inflammation in our bodies. Now I'm going to make the marinade for the salmon. I'm using a roasted garlic paste since I didn't have regular garlic. This is full of antioxidants. And we have our vitamin C here, which is going to be the lemon. I'm just going to squeeze some lemon juice in my hand. Make sure no seeds get in there. Let it drain into that little bowl. So I'm going to use about half a lemon. I'm going to then add some pepper for a little bit of flavor. Remember, since it's a DASH diet, we don't want to be adding salt. So this ginger, lemon, and pepper are going to give me my seasoning and flavors throughout this meal. Next, I'm going to add a herb that's full of vitamin A, C, and K, and it has a bunch of antioxidants such as polyphenols. This is going to be cilantro. As I said, since we're not using salt, the cilantro will give the salmon a nice flavor. I am then just going to stir that up with a spoon, and then we're going to use this to top our salmon before we throw it in the air fryer. The reason why we're cooking it in the air fryer is just because it gives it that crispy taste. It's really fast to cook. I just throw it in there for about 15 to 20 minutes and it's ready to go. I also bake it on foil just so it doesn't cause a huge mess in the air fryer. I am then going to cook it at 320 degrees Fahrenheit for about 15 to 20 minutes until the internal temperature of the salmon hits 145 Fahrenheit. While that's cooking, now I'm going to rinse out my veggies since they've been sitting there for a while. They're all clean now. And then now I'm going to start prepping my veggies for my quinoa veggie salad. When following the DASH diet, it's really important that we're eating all the colors of the rainbow. This will help us get all the different varieties and nutrients we need to protect our heart. So red foods like tomatoes contain antioxidants that help reduce inflammation and protect blood vessels. Orange and yellow foods such as carrots, sweet potatoes, and tomatoes are rich in vitamins that support heart and immune health. Green foods like spinach, chives, cucumbers, those are going to provide potassium and magnesium, which help lower blood pressure and relax blood vessels. And blue and purple foods, like I'm going to use here, purple cabbage, those are going to contain compounds that protect cells from damage and improve blood vessel function. By eating a variety of colorful foods throughout the day, the DASH diet helps reduce blood pressure, lower cholesterol, and support overall cardiovascular health. This also helps us get in our fiber intake for the day. If you're a woman, you should be consuming 25 to 28 grams of fiber. If you're a male, you should be consuming anywhere from 32 to 38 grams of fiber a day. So eating a lot of fruits and vegetables will help us get our nutrients that we need to support cardiovascular health. Now let's talk about why quinoa is an important whole grain to use while the DASH diet. Quinoa is important during the DASH diet because it's a whole grain that supports heart health. It's high in fiber, which helps lower LDL cholesterol, which is considered the bad cholesterol, and helps support blood sugar levels. It also keeps us satiated for a longer time, so we can decrease our caloric intake during the day. It helps provide nutrients such as magnesium and potassium, which can also help lower blood sugar. And unlike many grains, quinoa is a complete protein, meaning it contains all essential amino acids, making it a heart-healthy protein choice without high consumption of saturated fats. Overall, quinoa fits well in the DASH diet because it supports blood sugar control, helps lower cholesterol levels, and provides long-lasting energy for people who might have cardiovascular disease. Now I'm just mixing my quinoa in with the rest of the chopped veggies that I had. We're putting it all into a mixing bowl. I'm putting half a lemon in there just to give it some flavor because since we're on the DASH diet, we're not using salt. I'm also going to put some olive oil in there for some healthy fats and a little bit of pepper just to give it some flavor. And for the veggies that I'm using today, I'm using tomato, cucumber, purple cabbage, cilantro, green onion, and a red bell pepper. It's been about 17 minutes since my salmon has been cooking. I'm just going to temp it just to make sure that we're at that 145 Fahrenheit internal temp. So as you can see, it is above 145. That means it's all ready to go and eat. Now I'm going to go ahead and plate my dinner. So I just have my quinoa salad here. I'm going to put about 2 to 2.5 cups just because it does incorporate my veggies and my whole grains for this meal. And then I'm going to just pair it with my garlic, lemon, cilantro salmon. And I'm going to add a little lime wedge just for some more flavor. And there you go. There is my DASH diet meal that helps support cardiovascular health. This meal is a perfect meal for someone on a DASH diet. Together, the quinoa salad and the salmon provide a balanced meal with fiber, lean proteins, healthy fats, and key vitamins and minerals. Now we're going to move on to my heart healthy snack that incorporates a lot of fiber, nutrients, and healthy omega-3. So first I'm going to start off with cutting my cucumber. This contains fiber in it and will help me reach my veggie goal throughout the day. Then I have these little pre-packed bags of carrots that I'm just going to add to my plate. I'm also going to put some hummus on my plate. I like to sprinkle some lemon juice, pepper, and then sprinkle a little olive oil just for those extra healthy fats. I'm then going to put some multi-grain crackers on there. This will help me get additional fiber as well as some whole grains throughout the day. And there you have it. There is my DASH diet, heart healthy dinner and snack that you can incorporate into your diet.